used so much of it because I was so freaked out. All that thing, like, you drop and your feet feel like they're in the ceiling. Oh, Lindsey can attest, Lisa, her, and Debbie, they were all there, they witnessed it. They saw me in a new light. Okay, so sorry, this consultant is a good friend of mine then, because of that. She's from New Haven, Connecticut, senior executive, start date October 1st, 2014. Yo, girl's nasty. She got over 19,000 PRV, trip points over 31,000. Welcome to the stage, Lindsey Mattei.
Okay, so I know we're freezing, and I know we're tired of listening to words. So I do things like meditation and yoga things, so I want everybody to stand up, and it's going to make you warm and energized. Okay?
Yeah, no, that's great.
I'm super smart.
I know.
Hold on. Okay, so first you put your right arm out. I promise it's not like right arm in, left arm out. And then kind of wave it over your head like this. And then put it down. And then right arm out again. And then left arm out. And then wave the right arm over again, like this, stretch it really good. And then if you go really fast, it's like, watch me whip. Yeah, I don't do yoga or meditation. Hi guys, I'm Lindsey Mattei, Senior Executive, formerly known as Lead Executive. I'm going to come back with a symbol to represent me next year. And I'm going to talk about team motivation. Cool? Yeah. Alright, so as leaders, we all know our skill sets, hopefully by now. You know, I know what I'm good at and what I suck at. You know, and if you try to get me to do P&P or numbers, and anybody tries to ask me, I'm just like this, and I freeze. Shout out, pouring out for my sponsor, Melissa Berg, who I sent everyone to for that reason. But I'm really good at making everyone pumped. My team managers call me the hype girl. That's kind of like my role on our team page. I'm really good at giving leg hugs and spreading positivity. Those are my strengths. So I'm going to give you a couple things that we probably already know already, because I'm supposed to say them, because that's what I should do. And then I'm going to give you some little nuggets that I've just recently done before, and hopefully you can read past my ridiculousness a little bit. First off, who has a team page on Facebook? Everybody? Everybody? Because if not, this is going to be worthless. Okay, so your excitement brings all the girls to the yard, and they're like, better than you. All right, I'm not going to swear, so I'll stop there. But your excitement is going to create a crowd, right? Think about it. If somebody's excited, if somebody's full of energy, if somebody's really pumped, everybody wants to be there, right? And now you don't have to be as outgoing and obnoxious as I am, but you can still have some fun, right? So when you're excited, it's just kind of human nature to be drawn to the party. You know, it's our human nature to just want to be part of something fun, to be part of something exciting, to have like a story to tell about it. So people are just going to want to join, and they're going to want to stay if you keep that excitement going even when things are not so exciting, right? You know, like the fake it till you make it thing. Sometimes you just gotta, I'm excited in December, you know. And so, but just to be a part of something exciting is obviously huge. We all know that. And people on my team page, so people come and go, and we always know they have their own journey, right? Not everybody stays, and that's okay. But the people that do leave for my team page, because we have a lot of fun in there, they have a hard time letting go, even though it's the right thing, and I'm encouraging them to, because it's not part of their life season anymore, and they need to move on, but they're having a hard time because it's really fun. You know, and they'll say that, and I had one girl who was just kind of trying direct sales as it goes, you know, like a hopper, you know, all those. And I knew that she was, and I just let her do her thing because I knew that was what she was trying to do. But she said after Jamberry, she left and she went to go to another team, and they were like, oh, our team page is so fun, you're gonna have so much fun. And she was like, oh my gosh, this is nothing compared to my Jamberry team page. Like, we had so much more fun. You guys are, what you're talking about. You know, so they want to be part of something fun. It'll make them continue to be motivated during the hard times. You're going to hear me say that like 500 times right now. So also, your excitement creates participation. There's more interaction, there's more conversation, there's less crickets on your team page, you know, where you're like, where is everybody? Why aren't you talking? When you're lacing all of the work and you're having all of the tasks or challenges or trainings that you're doing, if you're lacing it with something fun and exciting. Hard work is just gonna be more fun and, you know, get done, I guess is the word, when you're having fun. So then challenges and recognition, we all know this. I like to pair my challenges with manageable tasks. So I never say like, hey, let's go and, I don't know, let's go through a Frank's list, or, oh, do the green light challenge, or, you know, whatever the task may be, and then I say, go. I say, all right, here's a couple tips. Like, this is what I say when I reach out. This is what I do when I reach out. So I always create some sort of task alongside it. So I give them a challenge, and then I say, here's a few examples of how to reach out to people. Here are a few examples, or here's my PC that's going to give you a couple tips because she's awesome at it. You know, and I make sure that every challenge I give, I pair it with some kind of manageable task or some kind of to-do, how to do it, so that they can go do it on their own, but they aren't like sitting there like overwhelmed, like how do I do this? Like they have kind of a starting point. So I also, and we all know recognition, do you have a banner on your team page where it's like active or 300 PRV by the 15th or something like that? Do you guys all do that?
Yes.
Whipping and nay didn't work. So like they're obsessed with the banner that motivates a lot of my people. I don't know how it does, but it does for some reason. But I do have this extra one. We have Mr. Boss as our mascot, and he's a tiger. And we have these tiger levels, so it goes past that 200 PRV, or if you do 300 PRV, I know some teams do that on the banner. And what it is at the end of the month, if you're a different level tiger, I think this blue tiger might be fictional, but he's a Maltese tiger.
They're great. We're looking it up.
They're great. Oh, look at you. You guys are like, is this thing real? Yeah. So you can be a Maltese, a Bengal, or a Siberian tiger. They go nuts over this stuff. I don't know why. And their names go right underneath every single one of those PRVs at the end of the month. And then they get shout out by one of my PCs. So also when I go live and shout out, people love to hear you shout them out, right? They love to hear their names, see their name in lights, and hear their names. But we also, again, with that whole lacing it with excitement kind of thing, we do it funny. So my PC, who likes to have a little bit of fun, she goes to the dollar store and she gets props. And she gets those funny glasses with like the mustache hanging off of them, or like a kazoo or a shaky thing. And she'll like say the first batch of names, and then she'll go with her kazoo, and they like go nuts over it. Like it's the silliest thing, it's a dollar store thing, but they love it because you're being silly and they're hearing their name in front of everyone, and so, you know, they have lots of fun with that. Moving on. Ready for this? Okay. So I keep my team motivated by pretty much using different platforms to create change, doing the same old things that you always do, but in a different way, right? Nothing's new under the sun. We do the same basic stuff, but you have to find creative ways to present it and creative ways to do it. So I am a Snapchatter. I'm a 12-year-old. I love Snapchat. I love Musical.ly. I love Instagram, and I am always doing some kind of challenge to get my people on there, telling them the same old things, telling them to do the same old stuff, but with a duck face on. And now they want to follow up. And they didn't want to follow up before, but because I created some form of change. And now I know not everyone is as obnoxious as I am, and not everyone is as loud and silly as I am, but you can think about this and say, okay, so what's fun for me, and what's in my comfort zone, or your TMs maybe, who are trying to like manage their team and keep motivation running, and all they're getting is crickets over and over again. What can I do that's on my level of passion and excitement to make, to create change with the same old thing, right? And so then we just encourage creativity by being an example, working together towards a solution. I always keep people involved. I never do things on my own. I don't like to do things on my own. I have too many children for that. And so, like, we work together. So everybody has, everybody works. I'm super transparent about it too. So like, let's say we're having a problem, right? get real with my team about it, and I'm like, let's work together on this. Let's work together on getting through this together, because I don't have all the answers, but maybe one of you does, and it doesn't matter if you're a brand new consultant or you've been here forever, like we all have strengths, and actually that continues to keep them motivated because I'm involving them with everything that we're doing, and now they have stake in the team page, and they have a job, and they have a place, and it makes them motivated to keep on working. So we really like to work together towards solutions. Now these are my tiny little nuggets I'm gonna give you that I have. So is your team page a kingdom or a community? You think about it. Is it a kingdom or a community? I'm so big on collaboration, I'm so big on community. So a kingdom is a hierarchy, a responsibility. The royalty runs the shows, right? With a couple of slaves in there, servants here or there. But everyone else is working on their own thing. Everyone else is working on their own thing. So you think about all the people in a community that are like lower level, right? The guy with the basket, I'm not good with medieval stuff, and he's selling his ironwork something, you know? I should have researched this. So, you know, he's selling his stuff to make his living, right? He's not contributing to the community, he's contributing to his family and his life and this. And then the lady who's knitting a loom or something, she's doing the same thing. So they all have separate jobs and separate goals, and they don't have the same vision, and they're lacking collaboration, and they're lacking togetherness, and that is a huge, huge key for motivation. If you are not a part of something greater and bigger for yourself, or you're not bigger than yourself, then you're gonna just give up because you're just doing it for yourself and you're not doing it for the greater good. Even if people say they don't want to, they really want to. So here's the community, right? A community is people working together for the greater good. They share similar vision and they're they share similar vision, but it's fueled by individual passions and individual talents and creativity and all that. So we share the same vision, but we still don't lose our individuality because we all have our amazing talents and strengths and weaknesses and everything like that. Individuality actually shines in a community, and it's exclusive, and it's close-knit. It's something special to be a part of. You know, it's something that's like, you know, a kingdom is just like, you know, Joe Schmo over there with his iron. But in a community, everybody has time to shine and time to work together. I kind of like the idea of like a body, like we're all one body. And if I didn't have my thumb, I could still get around and do my things, but I'm limited. You know, that thumb is super important for me. And just because the thumb isn't the head doesn't mean that it doesn't have something huge to bring to the table and something huge to bring for my life. Like I can't grab my tacos without my thumb. You know? Community just creates more stability. It supports, it equips for the bad times. So that's just, you know, something really huge. I feel like you need to have fun. When you're building a community, don't take yourself too seriously. Again, you don't have to be as obnoxious as I am, right? You don't have to be as crazy. You don't have to run around with a tiger head and scare Tara Webb all the time. You don't have to do that stuff, but have your own fun. People need to laugh to get through the mundane stuff. They need to laugh. They need to, you know, that's, what's it called? An endorphin or something? Yeah, there you go. And so it's going to help. It guards people for the slump season, right? Being in a community. So here's a couple tips that aren't on my slide. But I'm really big on creating team identity. So you have your team name, maybe you have a mantra, maybe you have a color, maybe you have a theme song, maybe you have a slogan. But what do you do to brand your team? If your team does not have a brand, then you're gonna lose people more often. You're going to have people not feel connected, not feel ownership of what they're being a part of. And then of course, if they're not feeling ownership in their team, then they're not feeling ownership in their personal business, right? So we have Mr. Boss. You guys saw me with him on the boat? I was making all the home office people, pancreas. I was making all the office people wear him. That's our code word for Tara to not have anxiety. I'm sorry, there was a question to say. Okay, so Mr. Boss, he motivates my people. And honestly, it's the most ridiculous thing on the planet. He's losing his hair. I'm sorry, he needs a new one. But it's a tiger head. There was one day that I felt like putting a tiger head on, and that's just how it happened. There's no connection whatsoever. and they love it. They eat it up. Like, I can sit there and like do a regular team training about anything on the planet, any regular old thing, and then I put the boss head on, and I dance to Missy Elliott in the background for 5 seconds, and they're like, I want to go to all her trainings. You know, like that's just what they want to do because we're having fun. So, you know, I encourage every single one of my team managers actually to have a mascot and to have a way that it represents their team and a way to represent it. So whether it's an animal head or it's something else, we actually do have a Missy Elliott. And she just wears the face, you know. But, you know, and just don't run your own show. Be collaborative, right? Collaborative. That's the word of the day. Collaborative. So my last slide, and Lisa Hurst, where are you at? Oh, well, we're men, I'm sorry. But there's something about menstruation. Oh, dang. Oh, my slides are messed up.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, so this is my little thing that I've been doing with my team, and I was talking about passion, inspiration, motivation, and success, and I was like, oh, what's a cute way to put it all together? And I made an acronym, and I was like, maybe I was thinking about PMSing, maybe I was, and then I was like, oh, having passion is way better than PMSing, right, guys? So that's our little thing, how they remember it. Sorry. And that's how, you can take this little thing that I'm about to say, if you like it, and share it with your teams without the menstruation part, and it's completely fine with me. So make your own word swag without that in there. So I regularly hold vision parties or have challenges where we share our passions and our why. It's a regular occurrence, and it's not like every other month. Or every other, it's just like when I'm starting to feel like, oh, people need some vision again, you know? So it could be every month, it could be every 6 months. It's just when I feel like everybody's really needing it at that time. And we do vision parties and challenges where we share our passion and our why. And I'm really big on a tree representation lately. So I feel like our passion, if you can visualize a tree, our passion is the roots of our business. That's what keeps your tree alive. That's what feeds your business. That's where you get your soil. That's where you get your water. That's how you stay rooted, right? You stay in the ground, you stay standing up, and you're not flopping over, okay? Your passion, it should be the roots of your business. And then the next is your inspiration is your trunk, and your motivation is the branches, and then success is the fruit, right? So without passion, the whole tree is uprooted. It dies. It'll never produce any fruit, right? So what we do is in these little challenges, everybody's done a vision party before? Yeah? No? No? Well, we've done vision parties, but also when I do these are a separate challenge now, and I say, I want you, because people are like, well, I don't know what my vision is, I don't know what I'm good at, I don't know this, I don't know that, and I can be very forward and big, and they're like, I'm not like you, Lindsey, I don't know how to figure out what I'm good at or what I'm not good at. And so what we do is I have them sit down, and I don't know if you've heard of brain dumping, but they brain dump all of their passions and talents, anything they're good at, any hobbies, anything that they like, anything. It does not have to be Jamberry related whatsoever. Anything that they like to do and anything that they're good at. So it can be from knitting to saving Africa or orphans in Africa and all of the in between, and it could be as meaningful as that or as easy as just, I like to cook. And they have to write it all down on a piece of paper, and then they have to hang it up somewhere. And then they have to invest times in their day where they're looking at these words and figuring out how to plug that into their business. How can I use my love for coffee in Jamberry? How can I use my love for charity work for Jamberry? How can I use my love for, insert here, for Jamberry, right? And so what they do is they have to write it down, then they have to commit to investing time, and I kind of change it up, maybe like once a week, you know, during a power hour, you know, or it's due by a certain week, you know, so maybe I'll give it to them on Monday and it's due by Friday, so you have to invest time by then. And what they do is they have to look at it, they have to figure out how to tie their passions into their business. Then they come back to me and they share it, you know, or they can PM me and be like, I'm not really sure how, but I really like this, how do you think? And we talk it out, you know, we figure out how to do it. So when you can find the inspiration in your passions, the hardest times are not that hard, you know? When you can find inspiration for your business and the things that you love, all those mundane tasks aren't so mundane anymore, like mailing, you know? And it's gonna lead to motivation. That's what it's gonna do. When you're fueled by your passion, it's gonna inspire you, it's gonna lead to motivation, and then you're gonna see the success from it. So I tell my people that all the time. It's just like, you need to find your passion first. Are you lacking motivation? Are you feeling like your job is just, ugh, I'm over it, I'm so over it, I'm done. Well, what are you passionate about? What is making you excited right now? And guess what, that changes regularly, and that's why we do it more than just once. You know, like what you might be inspired by right now might not be what you're inspired by a year from now, or a couple months from now. And so we do it regularly, and then in hopes that it will inspire them to change the way that they do their business, and then it leads to fruit, which is wonderful. We all like fruit. I like fruit, I'm a vegan, so there you go. But, so in the end, all I have to say is, when you do have your passion, your business is rooted. That's what it is. When you know your passions, and when you know what inspires you, your business is rooted, and it's stable, and it's solid, and it's gonna be really hard to uproot that tree. It's gonna be really hard to uproot that tree. So all I have to say is, I have a really gorgeous team of leaders. And these are only a few of our mascots. Sorry, Tara. And you know, there's a few more. We have a leopard, we have a zebra. Our unicorn doesn't like the smell of latex, so she did her own thing and put a unicorn horn on her head. That's it. And now we're gonna take selfies. So everybody, stand up and do that with me. Ready? Can you stand up for me? Do you still hear me? I don't even know. I can't even see straight. You guys think that I have it all together, but I really don't. Okay, alright, ready? What I need? Oh, no one's ball. Well, what I need is these. This is what we do for our nail fees. We do the claw! Do you remember the claw? I don't know if everybody's in there. We'll do this side first. 1, and then 2. Can you do a claw?